Yep.
Alright, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and all you can hear is meowing coming from the outside your bedroom door. You go out to investigate due to the fact that it sounds like they're dying, only to find out that your little feline friend can see the bottom of their food bowl. By a raise of hands, how many can relate to that statement? Thank you. Now, by a raise of hands, how many of you know how cats became our household pets today? That is why I've gathered you all today. I'm going to inform you all how the role of the domestic cat has changed throughout history, from ancient Egypt to Japan to Europe and finally to America. Let's start as early as science can take us. As stated in the Ancient History Encyclopedia, it can be dated back to approximately 12,000 BCE. I'm assuming all of you have taken a world history class, so you should know how the Egyptian culture was famous for its devotion to the cat. The Egyptians worshipped cats so much, they prohibited the exportation of them. They felt so strongly about it, they created a branch of government solely to deal with the issue. If they got word that a cat was exported, they would hunt them down and retrieve it. By 450 BCE, if one were to kill a cat, they were punished by death. If a cat were to die of natural causes, the people of the house were to shave off their eyebrows as a symbol of mourning. They were taken to be embalmed and buried in sacred receptacles. The period of mourning was complete when their eyebrows grew back. As quoted in the Ancient History Encyclopedia, keeper of hearth and home, protector of women's secrets, guardian against evil spirits and disease, and the goddess of cats. This is what Egyptians believed to be Bastet. Bastet was normally depicted as a woman with a cat's head, or just a cat. They worshipped her as a goddess. But Egypt wasn't the only culture to see cats as sacred and godly. An ancient Chinese myth relates that in the beginning of the world, gods appointed cats to oversee the running of their new creation, which is probably why they have that snooty, emperor of the household attitude. In Japan, the famous image of the beckoning cat represents the goddess of mercy that we can still be seen in Japanese restaurants today. As stated in the 2007 Smithsonian article, it wasn't until the Middle Ages in Europe that cats were seen as anything other than sacred. Europe demonized cats and affiliated them with witchcraft and the devil. They began killing them off, which they now believe is the reason for the spread of the plague, since there weren't any more cats to kill the rats that carried the disease. It was said that cats were brought to America aboard the Mayflower from Europe. For years they served as mousers, even in the United States Postal Services, as late as the 19th and 20th century. It wasn't until towards the 19th century that Americans began keeping cats as household pets. They found to be much easier to care for than other pets. Back then, cats were allowed to roam free and come and go as they please. They caught their food, and the world was their litter box. Nowadays, people give their cats litter boxes, neuter them, buy them dry food, and so domesticated cats are becoming a thing of the past. Keeping cats indoors is difficult though, because their role may have changed in society, but their basic behaviors and natural instincts remain. In conclusion, they provide love for their owners, even if they show it in funny ways like killing rodents and small birds and presenting them as gifts, or leaving a hairball in the middle of the living room, or knocking that glass of water off the table while staring directly at you, or meowing at your door at 3 o'clock in the morning because their food bowl is empty. We are lucky to have cats.